Wade Fields jumping up to third quick with a 12.693. Fields now to second quick with a 12.674, with Viker Pace still holding quick time with the 12.668. Zachary Brooks on the track, as well as Ryan Heckman. Zachary Brooks jumping to the top of the leaderboard with a 12.611. Michael Berthay on the track now with a 12.742 in the 85 machine. Joshua Walton with his first lap in the 81 to a 12.688. Dalton Pereira now making his way onto the track in the 51, with Joshua Walton now jumping to quick time. Pereira laying down a 12.884, jumping him to 15th quick. Larry Friels on the track in the 07. Sean Sheehan on the track. The 19 laying down a 12.841, jumping him to 14th quick. With Matt Dixon now on the track in the 96 machine. Dixon jumping to 9th quick with a 12.731. With Rylan Gray now making his way onto the racing surface. Dixon up to 6th quick, just looking outside your top 5 with a 12.708. With Rylan Gray jumping to 8th quick with a 12.713, tied with Caden Stoll. Colton Key in the 63 now on the racing surface, jumping up to 11th quick with a 12.733. With Diego Alberta in the 39 now on the racing surface. The 39 jumping up to 12 points, jumping up to 16th with its 12.787. With Coulter West in the 24 now making his way onto the track. Kale Highbuilt in the 58, now on the racing surface, jumping to 17th quick with the 12.788. Clayton Tilley in the 26th. Tilley laying down a 12.905, jumping him to 22nd quick with Garrett Holsey in the 88. Tilley up to 16th with a 12.773, with Garrett Holsey now jumping up to 15th with a 12.747. Caden Folkerts in the 28 on the racing surface, as well as Brent Carvey in the 11. Brent Carey in the 11 on the racing surface, as well as Brody Graham and Bo Krebs. Braith Callan in the 32 on the racing surface. Callan jumping up to 5th quick with a 12.676 in the 32. Rico Robles in the 3 on the racing surface now. Robles in the 3 with a 12.705, jumping into 7th quick. With Bryce Lucius in the 34, jumping to 19th quick with a 12.762. Emerson Axum in the 35, jumping to 21st quick with the 12.777. That will finish out qualifying time. Heat 1, making their way on the race surface, will line up like this. On the pole, Colton Key in the 63. 2 is outside, Caden Stoll in the number 6. Second row on the inside, you have Braith Callan in the 32 and Joshua Walton in the 81. Row number 3 on the inside, you have Garrett Holsey in the 88 and Emerson Axum in the 35. Row number 7, you have Landon Cardoza in the 38 and Lane Friels in the 07. And rounding out the field, Brent Carey in the number 11. Your field firing off. Stoll and Key will lead the field to green off of turn number 4. Pace truck pulls off. Side by side coming off the 4th, green flag in the air, trouble on the start. Caution flag will fly. Olsey, Axum, and Friels involved on the start in turn number 4, bringing out the caution. Instant replay coming up on your Ultimate Dirt. Taking a quick look at it from a different view. It's like just getting a little rough off the start, collecting a few cars. Axum able to save it. Field getting realigned. Heat races will be 8 laps in distance. As the pace truck pulls off, green flag will come out once again off of turn number 4. Everyone stays straight through turn number 4. Colton Key getting a nice run on the bottom, takes the lead down the back straightaway. Stoll still looking to his outside. Caution flag will fly. Walton spins in turn number 3. Single file restart. Pace truck pulls off of turn number 4. We will see the green flag once again. Carey leading the field to green. Key trying to make a move on Stoll coming off turn number 4, does not make it happen. As here comes Emerson Axum on the top. Axum getting a run off of turn number 2, secures the 3rd position. Garrett Holsey now takes second at the line. Stoll still your race leader. Holsey second, Key third, Axum fourth, Walton fifth. Holsey trying to make a move on Stoll as Axum comes in the third position. Problems for Key down the back straightaway as he falls to sixth. Holsey now trying to run down Stoll down the back straightaway. Tries those slide job, does not get it complete as Stoll gets run down the front straightaway. White flag is out one more time. Through turns number 3 off of 4. Your one will be Caden Stoll in the 6th. Second will go to Garrett Holsey in the 88. Third, Emerson Axum in the 35. Fourth, Joshua Walton in the 81. And rounding out your top 5 will be Brace Cowan in the 32.
Mute the mics. Okay.
Trouble in turn number 3 as we have a car upside down. Caution flag will fly. The Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay coming up now. Looks as if Berthay just got up in the wall in the back straightaway. Possibly Brooks involved as well. Pace truck pulls off once again. Gray leading the field to green off a turn number 4. Green flags in the air. Brooks getting a nice jump, jumping into the second place position, knocking Klingon down to third. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Brooks takes the lead with a slide job. Brooks in the 54 not out with the race lead, as we will see the white flag off of turn number 4. White flag is out. One more time around for Brooks. Gray sitting in second, trying to get something done down the back straightaway. Does not make it happen because off of turn number 4, Zachary Brooks will pick up heat race number 2. Second will go to Ryland Gray. Third, Coulter West. Fourth, Ryan Heckman. And rounding out the top 5 will be Bo Krebs. E3 will line up like this. On the pole, you have Diego Alberto and Ross Kaiser. Row number 2, you have Rico Robles and Riker Pace. Row number 3, you have Bryce Lucas in the 34 and Kale Heibel in the 58. Row number 4, you have Cole Vanderheijn and BJ Duvall. Rounding out your field, you have Brody Graham in the 66. Your field will get fired and take off. Kaiser will lead your field off of turn number 4. As the pace trucks pulls in, we will see the green. Alberto out with a nice start, giving Robles and pace, able to get on the inside of Kaiser. Alberto trying to make the top work while Robles is rolling the bottom and pace right through the middle. Alberto and Robles side by side down the front straightaway and down the back straightaway as well. Alberto still out with the race lead. Robles in a close second with Riker Pace right behind. Alberto and Robles go back and forth through turns 3 and 4, again in 1 and 2. Alberto getting the run on the top side. Robles trying to get something working on the bottom for him, as we will see the white flag off of turn number 4, but no, we will not. The caution flag will fly. Looks like Riker Pace is involved as he uses UltimateDirtTV instant replay. Like pace had problems down the back straightaway, getting into the back straightaway wall and rolling several times through turns number 3. We will see a green, white checkered restart. Alberto, Robles, Lucius, Kaiser, and Van der Heijden. Your top 5. Heibolt, Pace, and Duvall and Graham will round out your field. Steady pace by Alberto as the pace truck pulls off. Green flag is out off of turn number 4. Nice start for the 39 as the 3 looks to his inside. Doesn't make anything happen down the back straight off of turn number 4. White flag is out. Through turns number 3, off of 4, slide job by Robles in the 3. Checkered flag is out. Your one will be Rico Robles in the 3. Second will go to Diego Alberto in the 39. Third to Bright Lucis in the 34. Fourth to Roth Kaiser in the 9. And rounding out your top 5 will be Kale Heibolt in the 55. Race number 4 will line up like this. On the pole, you have Blake Battles in the 14 and Gunnar Harris in the 554. Row number 2, you have Matt Dixon in the 65 and Wade Fields in the 12. Row number 5, you have Clayton Tilley in the 26, Aiden Berlin in the 013. Row number 4, you have Dalton Pereira in the 51, and rounding out your field will be Caden Fulkritz in the 28. Harrison Battles will lead the field to green off of turn number 4. Pulling off this time by Battles. Harris leading the field to green. Green off of turn number 4. Battles with a nice start down the front straightaway. Battles taking up to the high side. Harris right behind him. Here comes Fields, Dixon, and Berlin. 3 wide for the second place position. Harris slides Battles. Battles with a crossover down the front straightaway. He will have it at the line. Harris getting a nice run on the top, and here comes Fields. Harris will have the lead. Battles in second. There's a slide job for the second position. Harris will have it. Fields with the crossover. Battles will fall to third. Fields not going after Harris. Tries to throw a slide job through turns number 2. Does not get it done. Battles trying to get a run off of turn number 4 to get to the inside of Fields. Does not make it happen down the front straightaway. Battles trying to get a run down in the bottom as Fields tries to short slide Harris. Does not get it done as Battles is trying to make something happen down the front straightaway as Harris pulls away on the top side. Fields not letting him get far as Fields tries to get a run on Harris down the back straightaway. Harris now with some nice runs, now pulling away. Dixon trying to catch up on Battles to get a top 3 finish. White flag is out this time off of turn number 4. One more time around for Harris. Fields going to try to make something happen as well as Battles. Down the back straightaway, all stays clear through turns number 3. Off of turns number 4. Your winner will be Gunnar Harris in the 554. Second will go to Wade Fields in the 12. Third to Blake Battles in the 14. Fourth to Clayton Tilley in the 26. And rounding out your top 5 will be Matt Dixon in the 96. I believe that will round out heat race action. Your first preliminary main will line up like this. On the pole, you have Emerson Axum in the 35. Who's outside? Blake Battles in the 14. Row number 2, you have Ross Kaiser in the 9, and Bo Krebs in the 168. Row number 3, you have Colton Key in the 63, and Dalton Pereira in the 51. Row number 4, you have Riker Pace in the 8, and Sean Sheehan in the 19, and rounding out your field will be Brent Carey in the 11. Axum in Battles will lead your field to green off of turn number 4. Nice side-by-side pace down the back straightaway. Pace truck pulling off. As they get back on the gas, green flag off of turn number 4. Axum with the jump down the front straightaway. Battles not giving it to him as he tries to go to the top side. Slide job by Axum. Getting a little high through turns 3 and 4, and Kaiser tries to peek to his inside, does not make anything happen down the front straightaway. Axum and Battles right next to each other, rolling the top side through turns 1 and 2. Again in 3 and 4, Axum gets a little high, taps the wall, Battles to his inside down the front straightaway. Caution flag will fly.
Yeah, looked like they just got together there and the exit of 3. By the way, I'm joining you now, Mr. Talon. Keep you company.
Sweet, appreciate you jumping on.
No problem. Here's your UltimateDirtTV instant replay. Well, Talon, I believe that's what you call a curved-off scuffle there. It's bottom to top.
Tried to throw a slide job, did not get it complete, just had a little spin around there. Everybody kept it straight, kept it going.
Yep. You'll have that on those big jobs, they say.
That's what I hear. So we have a single file restart. Axum leading the field to green. Off at 4, green flag is out.
Emerson with a huge run on that last start. Really impressive showing.
I agree, Axum definitely with a lead as Battles kind of jumps the cushion through turns 3 and 4. We are 3 wide for your 3rd position. Looks like Pace will have it at the line and slides the field as Colton Key with the crossover.
Yeah, big battle going on for 4th and 5th right now currently.
Pace now getting the 3rd position, throws a slide job. Key with the crossover. Huge slide job attempt, does not get anything done. Pereira will stay in the 5th position.
Yeah, you know, you can see the bottom of the track's really starting to slick off, and it's leaving them very little to do anything with them there. And then when they come out of it, they get tight just like that. You can see, I believe was that Kaiser we just lost there? That was Pereira.
Yep, definitely the track starting to slick off through the bottom as you see Pace get loose. There's a caution flag. From the middle to the top, it looks like there's still plenty of moisture on the racing surface. A little bit slick on entry.
We're going to go back to your UltimateDirtTV instant replay after having the Dalton Pereira. Looked to me like we were saying, he's in that slick, and as he comes across it, he's sideways, and then he comes out of the slick, and the car just gets tight. Nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Looks as if that's exactly what happened. Just got a little bit in the slick, got a little sideways. Looked like he made a little contact with another car, but other car kept straight. He just spun around really quick, kept it straight. As we were looking for the single file restart. Your top 5 is looking Axum, Battles, Key, Pace, Krebs, and Kaiser. Coming in your top 6.
Yeah, let's see if Emerson Axum can put another good showing on this restart like he did the last one. That was really impressive. And you know, these midgets throw on some great runs too as we come green out of 4 this time.
Definitely Axum with a nice lead again. See what Battles tries to do, sticks it to the top side, as well as Key and Pace. All four of them now trying to battle for that position.
Yeah, I think the Midgets and the USACs, the rigorous sprints are really similar in that it seems like you can get just massive runs off of very little difference from lap to lap just by hitting the proper marks and doing your job as a driver.
Definitely, we saw Battles do that earlier, throwing some nice slide jobs with Axum. Axum obviously came out on the top and is now leading your race, as there are 10 laps in the books, 2 remain.
Yep.
Key with trouble and hits the wall through turns number 3, flips it up and down, caution flag will fly.
Yeah, I believe this is going to take us to a green-white checker in this first of 3 B mains. They're all B mains tonight. I believe we're up here's your UltimateDirtTV instant replays. You see what happened to Cole Key here as he's battling out for 3rd place. Riding that top of the wall as he goes into 3, upside down. Looks like he just grabbed it and couldn't get off of it. He hit it. He just couldn't quit it.
Yep, tough break for Key as he will fall to the 7th position. Axum now once again bunched up with Battles. I'm sure Battles trying to figure out a way to go massive slider on Axum like he's done earlier in the night. That also puts the 8 of Riker Pace in your 3rd position, now in striking distance of Battles and Axum, but Dalton Pereira is still in 4th. With your top 4.
Yeah, the top 4 are going to the feature tonight, and like I say, all of these are B mains. The next 3 races are all B mains, so the top 4 out of the next 4 all go through.
As Riker Pace looks to the inside of Battles off a turn before, does not get it happen. Axum sees the white flag this time by. One more time around Limaland. Pereira trying to get a run down the back straightaway on Pace. Tucks to the bottom. Looks like a short slider. Does not make it happen as Battles right through the slick. Checker flag is out for Axum. Emerson Axum will pick up first B feature win in the 35. Second will go to Riker Pace in the 8. Third to Blake Battles in the 14th. And rounding out your transfers is Dalton Pereira.
Yeah, that was a really good run there towards the end by Dalton Pereira, just really making it count when it really mattered.
Definitely lots of good racing in that first B feature. Let's see if the second one can get up close to it. As earlier in the race, Battles and Axum throwing slide jobs, as here's the lineup for B main number 2. On the pole, you have Coulter West in the 24 and Joshua Walton in the 81. Or number 2, you have Clayton Tilley in the 26 and Cale Highbolt in the 58. Or number 3, you have Bruce Klingon in the 210 and Landon Cardoza in the 38. Or number 4, you have Caden Folkerts in the 28 and BJ Duvall in the 2. And rounding out your field will be Colby Baker in the 86.
Yeah, Talon, you know, it'll be really interesting to see how Tilley performs tonight in this second of 3B mains, because he really put on a strong showing last weekend. I can't remember if he won or if he was second, but it was one of those two, and he really just put on a really strong race in that Speed Chop 51 machine. And so it'll be really interesting to see how he does tonight. His qualifying was a little lackluster, and I believe his heat didn't go his way, but I think he's trying to pick up the pieces and make something happen.
We'll see what Clayton Tilley can do in B main number 2. Sounds like he has midget racing under his belt some, and we'll expect to see high expectations coming out of this B feature. Let's see if he can get it done. Walton and West will lead your field to green off of turn number 4 as the pace truck ducks into the infield. Nice side-by-side start of the line. West with a nice jump. Walton looking to his outside. Side-by-side off of turns number 3 and 4. Tilley trying to get a run on the bottom.
Yeah, Tilley to the inside of West as he gets him for the spot. Tilley to second now as West goes up top. Takes out several cars and gets hung up on the wall. There's the yellow flag as we talk about it.
Looks like Cardoza and Folkerts evolved in turn number 4.
Here you can see West just goes up against the wall, taps it, can't get off of it. Cardoza, then West back around.
Tilley was making some nice moves before that, though, jumping up to the 2nd position, really throwing some nice sliders and rolling the bottom. which we have not
Yeah.
seen a lot of people doing tonight.
He's making that bottom work, and you know those Speed Shop 51 machines were just wholly dominant with a 1-2-3 last weekend, or last Monday, sorry. And so, you know, I think as this track starts to go away and it starts to slicken in, I think we're going to start to see those Speed Shop 51 machines start to be really dominant again. So.
Single file restart this time. Walton will lead the field at the green, followed by Tilly and Highbolt. Let's see what the 81 machine can hold on to it if the 26 of Tilly will come out on the top. Coming off a turn number 4, green flags back in the air. Walton with a nice jump on the start. Tilly now going up to the high side.
Yeah, Talon, both the Speed Shop 51 machines back up top for the time being. We'll see if they go back to the bottom as this race progresses. Meanwhile, back to third and fourth, we've got Bruce Klingen and Cale Hubel battling it out for third and fourth.
Nice battle for fourth. We have a slide job coming off by Cale Highbolt. Little contact with the wall there as we have a car spinning around and upside down. Expecting to see the caution flag, and there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I sure hope that driver's okay, Talon. Looks like we're just getting reports from the infield care center. He is in fact okay as we go to your UltimateDirtTV instant replay to see what happened.
We have another driver just gets bit by the wall, entering too high and enter the corner and just spins her right around.
Same thing we've been seeing all night long so far, Talon. You know, it seems like they just get that right rear end of the wall. They can't get off of it, and these things just love to fall over.
I heard before that while we were looking at the battle for third and fourth, Tilly was closing on Walton. Let's see what happens as they're now bunched back up with 6 laps down, 6 remain.
Yeah, you know, those Speed Shop 51 machines, I believe they're all in the same setup, and I think there's more than just these 2. There should be 3 or 4 in this race tonight, so it'll be really interesting. Yeah, Gunnar Harris, and I think there's another one in here as we go green off of turn number 4.
Walton with an amazing jump on the start, pulling away from Tilly down the front straightaway and as well as the back, but Tilly not giving up on the top side as he ducks it down through the middle, throws a short slider and closes a lot of ground on Tilly. Klingen now trying to close down the distance.
Yeah, third place, getting a much better run on the leaders this time on this last restart. Last time out, Walton and Tilly just really checked out on the field, but this time Bruce Klingen's like, nope, you're not getting away from me. I'm here to stay. So you can see he's just hanging there with them. Be interesting to see what happens.
Tilly getting some nice runs through the middle. Not enough to get by Walton, as Walton still has the momentum to pull away down the straightaways. But Tilly is not giving up on the top through 1 and 2, and neither is Bruce Klingen in the 210. He is sticking right with them on the top side.
Yeah, I believe Josh Walton is showing the way, and Tilly and Klingen are saying, yep, well, we're right here behind you. Let's couple up these cars to this train and get this done as we go to lap 10 out of 12, 2 to go this time by.
Definitely with your top 4 transferring, Walton and Tilly are just battling for the better position as well as Klingen. All 4 of them will transfer out of here as long as they stay straight, with Tilly really closing on the gap with Walton through turns 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway, as white flag will fly one more time around for Walton, and Tilly is right on his tail through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Tilly looking inside, slides up, major slide job, contact made, wheelie pulled by Walton. Looks like checker flag will fly.
Yeah, he definitely let him by there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know, those are teammates, and I think they have a lot of respect for each other, and I think Tilly was trying to put on a good show, you know, for everybody at home to see, and everybody, you know, wants to see good, hard racing. And, you know, didn't clear the slider, but he let his teammate back by. That's an honorable thing to do, and I really like seeing that.
Definitely. Your top 4 transfers will be Joshua Walton in the 81, Clayton Tilly in the 26, Bruce Klingen in the 210, and Cale Highbolt in the 58 will all transfer on to the A main event. But Tilly definitely let Walton by there at the end. Just had a lot of respect for the driver. A little bit of contact was made on that slider, but that was just good hard racing.
Yes,
B
sir, it
feature number
was.
3 will line up like this. On the pole, we have Bryce Lucas in the 34 and Ryan Heckman in the 30. Row number 2, you have Bryce Callen in the 32 and Matt Dixon in the 96. Row number 5, you have Cole Vanderheiden and Michael Berthay in the 85. Row number 4, you have Lane Friels in the 07 and Aiden Berlin in the 013, and rounding out the field will be Brody Graham in the 66.
That's yeah, Aiden Beerline starting in 8th place there, and I heard he's the latest driver for Team Outlaw Motorsports. He's also my pick for tonight, even though he's really struggling. I like Aiden as a driver, as a person. He's a really good guy. As we go green out of turn number 4, let's see what they can get it done in our third of 3 B mains for tonight. Top 4 going through.
Lucas is out with a nice jump on the start. Callen in 2nd, Heckman in 3rd. Vanderheiden will take 4th, Dixon in 5th. Caution flag will fly.
Oh no, I'm just getting a word from the booth that Aiden Freeline and Farrell's involved in this incident as we go to your UDTV instant replay. Let's see what happened. Could it be the announcer's curse? I hope not. Oh, well, you know what? No damage, so, we'll line them back up. Oh, I didn't see that one upside down.
I believe that may have been a little bit of the announcer's curse there. We have all felt the announcer's curse one time or another.
Yeah, I felt it more than most, buddy. I'm just going to stop talking about people now because this is getting out of hand. I'm not sure if they have quick repairs in this event or not. I believe lights are going out this time by, so this is probably the last we'll see of Aiden Beerline for tonight, unfortunately.
Tough break for the 013, as I believe he is still in the pit area. So we are expected to go green off of turn number 4. Lucius will lead the field to green, followed by Callen, Heckman, and Vanderheiden. Green flag coming off turn number 4. Nice jump for the 34 down the front straightaway.
Yeah, deep bottom to top slider for our leaders. He gaps the rest of the field. Coming out of turn number 2 into turn number 3 now. Big battle for 3rd and 4th and 5th place.
Vanderheiden capitalizing, moving up to the 3rd place position in the 15 machine. Looks like a little bit of contact there for the 4th position between Dixon and Heckman. As major trouble for Callen through turns number 3 and 4 as he is flipped up in the fence. UDTV instant replay. Keeps it nice down the back straightaway, but looks like once again driver gets up too high, entering the corner, hits the wall, flips it up around.
Yeah, you're going to see that a lot in these midgets. These things take a lot of talent to drive and to drive well, especially when the track starts to go top down. You see a lot more steering wheel input on these than you will any other car on the service. Well, these and the USACs, but they just drive unlike any other car on the service. You really it's a lot of work. And as the race goes on, you're going to start seeing drivers get tired, especially in the feature, and they're going to start making more mistakes. Yeah, these cars just not as forgiving as your sheet metal 4-sided counterparts as we go green this time out of 4.
Vanderheiden able to capitalize on Callen flipping, now jumping up to the 2nd position as Heckman and Dixon will round out your top 4. Looks like Dixon gets a run down the front straightaway, takes the 3rd position, but Heckman not giving up on the top.
Bryce Lucius with a nice lead, lap 7 halfway through, well over halfway through this time. Cole Vanderheiden still holding on in 2nd, Matt Dixon in 3rd, but just barely. Ryan Heckman's looking for the move.
Looks like Vanderheiden got a little bit up in the wall through turns 3 and 4, but he keeps it straight and keeps on the 2nd position. Dixon does close a little bit, but not enough to make much of a distance.
looks like Ryan Heckman's really giving Dixon a run for his money here. I don't know if Dixon's got a mirror on or not, but if he does, I guarantee he's looking in and trying to figure out what he needs to be doing to make some distance, because he's losing that distance every single time they come by the flag stand this time as we go lap 10 out of 12. 2 to go this time by.
Berthet in the 85 machine catching Dixon and Heckman in the 30. Trying to make a move. I'm sure Dixon has seen the 30 machines nose a few times, as Lucia still with a nice race lead in Vander Heiden, as we were expected to see the white flag off of turn number 4 one more time around for the 34 machine.
Yeah, if you look at live timing, it looks like Lane Fields is also out. So this means 5 cars currently in contention, 4 of them going through to the feature. So the battle between 4th and 5th determines who goes home, who goes to the dance. As we see, it's Heckman, Michael Berthet not making the show.
Your top 4 transfers will look like this. Bryce Lucius in the 34, Cole Vander Heiden in the 15, Matt Dixon in the 96, and your last transfer will be Ryan Heckman in the 30. Michael Berthet not making it out of the B feature.
Yep, well, as we go into our 2-minute warm-up here before we get ready to go on to the big show, we say we step aside for a minute and pay some bills, Talon.
We are back with the National Sim Racing Series, presented by Double Eight Steel and Supply LLC Dirt Midgets at Limaland Motorsports Park.
Yep, Talon, this is going to be a good race we're going to have tonight. Any idea how long this feature event is?
I am not for sure on the feature length, but I know they did draw for a top 6 invert. So your first 3 rows will be completely inverted with your 6th place car starting pole.
Now we can say our lap times and warm-ups while they're up here real quick. You can see warm-up lap time, Rico Robles with quick time and practice. Or not practice, sorry, but the warm-up for the feature. And this is really interesting to see because we get to see who has really changed their car, whose car has come in, whose car's gone away as this track is slickened off before we come into the main feature event. The track can change a lot across 3B mains.
Definitely, people that went straight from heat races to the A feature, they have a completely different track than what they're had in the heat race. The B people in the last B main have a closer idea, but this warm-up session, they're getting an idea what the track's going to be like through the A feature event.
Drivers taking to the track at this time as we get ready to line them up. I'll tell you what, Dallin, let's go back to front. Let's start with our people in the back, the people who made it and fought hard for their positions and work our way up to the front.
That works. I'll let you start.
Okay. Starting in the very last row on the outside in position number 20 is Ryan Heckman in the 30 machine. Starting to his inside in position 19, Cale Hubelt in the 58 of Team SSR.
Starting 18th, you have Dalton Pereira in the 51, and to his inside, Matt Dixon in the 96.
Next row forward in position 16 for Elbows Up Sim Sports is Brew Klingon in the 210. Starting to his inside in the number 14 is Blake Battles in position 15.
Starting 14th, you have Cole Vanderheiden in the Slide Jaw Motorsports 15V, and to his inside, Clayton Tilling, the 26 with Momentum Sim Sports.
Starting the next row up in position number 12, we have Riker Pace in the number 8 car. His inside, position number 11, Bryce Lucius in the 34 of Up North Esports.
Starting 10th, you have Joshua Walton in the 81, and to his inside, Emerson Axum in the 35.
Starting in position number 8, we have Wade Fields in the number 12 machine. Starting to his inside, Diego Alivardo. Oh man, I probably just murdered that last name, but I'm going to go with Alivardo in the number 39 in position number 7.
Row number 3 on the outside, you have Ryland Gray in the 06 and Garrett Holsey in the 88.
Row number 2. Yeah, well, we took too long to go through the list. You know, we have a full field tonight, and that's that'll happen on them big jobs, as they say. Great. Yeah, going to a 4-wide salute tonight. This is for you, the fans, you watching at home. Here's the 4-wide salute, the greatest show on dirt. I tell you, Talon, we had a really good showing tonight. A lot of drivers entered the race. We had a lot of drivers last weekend, and it seems like it's really just picking up every weekend. No quick repairs?
In action, we had a lot of good racing cars in the A feature.
Yep, they're splitting apart now. I think I may be having some audio issues as I'm doing this from a motel room, so I don't know. I think you were cutting out there, Talon, but it was probably me.
It's all good. The field doubled up once again. Again, we had a top 6 invert. Double them up, I expect to see. We'll see the one to go this time by. Going green off the 4.
So as we come around this next time by, I just want to go ahead and give our first 3 rows the love they didn't get as we ran out of time. Starting outside row 3 is Caden Stoll. inside row 3, Zachary Brooks. Outside row 2, Rico Robles. Inside Gunnar Harris. Outside row 1, Garrett Hughley. Inside row 1, Ryan Gray.
Off of turn number 4, green flags in the air, and we will be underway.
Oh, we got cars making contact down the back chute as they enter into turn number 3. Next thing out, pulling out. Cars spread out all across the track. Will be the high side, will be the bottom side. We even have some in the middle. High side's looking dominant. The guys on the bottom look like they're trying to get to the top to make something happen.
Coming 4 wide off of turn number 4. Some amazing racing as we have a car sideways. He saves it. Green flags expected to stay out. Gray and the 06-year leader, Garrett Holsey, 88, and Rico Robles rounding out your top 3 in the 3 machine. Emerson Axum on the move, jumping to the 6th position, as well as Caden Stoll getting to 6. Rico Robles back in 4th as
Boy, telling us is a lot of action to keep up with. There's a whole lot of these little cars out on this tiny little racetrack, so we've got a car around it.
Gunnar Harris spinning around in turns 3 and 4. Caution flag will fly. Rylan Gray had a nice race lead as these guys, as Garrett Holsey also in the 88 was pulling away from the field, but you had Stoll and all of those guys battling as the UltimateDirtTV instant replay coming up now. Like just a racing incident, just some contact made there, close quarters racing at Limaland Motorsports Park.
Yep, 12 laps in the books as we line them back up. Oh, a little bit of contact under yellow. I guess some people not paying attention as they go back around. I think they're going to go single file on this restart. And we're going to have, I've been awake far too long to be doing math. We have 12 out of 35 down.
I believe 23 laps remain, as 35 laps is the distance. Rylan Gray in the 06, your race leader.
I'm just going to blame it on getting old, Talon. You'll understand someday. It's awful. Getting old's terrible. Cars lining up down the back chute. Are they going to go double or single? Hard to tell at this point.
I think we're going single file as the pace truck's pulling off. I expect to see the green this time by, as there it is. Rylan Gray with the nice jump. Holsey also.
Yeah, your front runners with that deep bottom to top 1-2 slider as they try to get that top side sealed in. All your front runners back to the top. Leader diving down deep out there. I think he's trying to get to that good dirt. You may start to see Ryan Gray start to run the top bottom diving line / slider into 1-2. Be interesting to see what his time turns into if he can gap the field like this.
Holsey, Robles, and Stoll all battling to the 2nd position. The 3 has it this time by, but the 88 trying to run through the middle, getting a run on the top side now. Stoll falling back, but the 3 of Robles is in the 2nd position and has it held, as he is now challenging Gray for the lead position. Gray now dives to the bottom and slides up to the top through turns 1 and 2. Robles doesn't get off the bottom, and Holsey doesn't get off the top.
Huge battle.
Same through 3 and 4.
Huge battle between Kane and Stoll and Bright Solutions. Bright Solutions gets the spot this time by with Kane and Stoll. Josh Walton not too far behind, trying to make something happen.
Definitely with Lucius jumping into the 3rd position. Contact made. He will have the 3rd position. Yellow flag will fly.
Yeah, that was Holsey upside down there, Talon. Let's go back to your UltimateDirtTV instant replay and let's see what happened here. Looked like our 3rd, 4th, and 5th guys really just fighting hard.
Yeah, it looks like Lucius backing up into him and through turns 3 and 4. As you can see, the brakes were sparking on Holsey as He saw the car coming, just didn't get slowed down enough, and a contact was made. Just a racing incident out here on the circuit.
You know, you really can't. When you're him, there's not a lot you can do there. You know, when you're that close to the wall, if you start too hard onto the brakes, your car's going to straighten out, and you're going to run into the wall. And if you stay in the throttle, you're just going to hit him even harder. So really, not a lot of anything he could have done there. But that was a really, really deep slider there. What can I say, though? You got to clear those. Lights are out on the pace truck going green, single file this time out of turn number 4. Rylan Gray leading the way. Rico Robles in second place. Caden Stoll in third, right behind him.
Green flag off of turn number 4. Gray getting a nice run, dives to the bottom, pikes it up. It's here comes Robles to the inside, has it down the back straightaway. Stoll not giving up in the third position. Caution flag will fly.
Yeah, Gray really, I hate to say it, but he messed up there on that start. You know, he really, yeah, he lost a spot.
I believe Riker Pace and Blake Battles getting together on the back straightaway is the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. Riker Pace spins around, Battles just nowhere to go, gets collected in as they get hooked together coming off turn number 2.
Yeah, you can't blame that on Battles. That was just, that's what happens when these tracks get slick. But going back talking about Gray, though, on that last restart, you know, he did his bottom to top 1-2 slider like we've seen from him all night long. Worked out great, but second time by, he got into that top and found some better dirt, and that car bit hard, and when it bit, it was everything you could see. He was just sawing on the wheel, everything he could do to keep it without actually losing the car, and it got him. But because the yellow saved him, though. Looks like here on the timing tower, Rico Robles loses the spot that he made from Gray on that last restart due to the yellow.
Yeah, I believe they went back to the last completed lap. So Gray with a nice run down the back straightaway. Robles trying to look to the inside. Ducks it down to the bottom. Gray to the top. Major slide job coming in.
Yeah, that car was 93 to the inside of the track. That was huge.
Robles getting a good run on Gray down the back straightaway. Has the position. We are 3 wide for your third position. That's a little bit of contact was made there by Walton. Caution flag will fly.
We're going to go back on Caden Stoll, see if he was involved in this last yellow.
Yep, just through that slide job, didn't quite get it complete, got hooked up together, spun it around, and that's what brought out the caution.
Yeah, the track's really getting slick, and you know, like I said earlier, with the the longer this race goes on, you're going to start seeing the drivers are going to get tired. These cars are a lot of work to drive and drive well, and you're going to start seeing more and more mistakes like that.
Definitely with 20 laps in the book, 15 remain. Robles still your race leader. The caution saved him once again. Gray in the 06 in the second position.
Lights are out on the pace truck as it dips into the track, going green out of turn number 4 this time by Rico Robles leading the field out of 4.
Robles with a nice jump, caution flag coming back out quickly. Not sure what the situation is there.
I don't believe the race control liked the way that the field was getting lined up in the back. I believe that there was still some lineup issues, and they delayed the green.
Looked like the restart was just no good, so caution flag will come back out. Still 20 laps down, 15 remain.
I believe we did complete 1 lap. Nope, it just took it away.
Pace truck
the-
going off. Green off the 4. Robles with a nice jump on Gray. Walton trying to look to the outside through turns 1 and 2. As Gray slides up, trying to get something on Robles down the back straightaway. Robles pulling away through turns 3 and 4 as they tuck it back down to the bottom.
Meanwhile, we just talked about who's come absolutely nowhere. In third there for a little bit was Clayton Tilley, but now he's fighting it out with Josh Walton. Once again, the two-speed Shop 51 machines are sitting 3 and 4. Can they make it a 1-2? Yellow flag in the air on lap 23.
Looks like Dalton Pereira involved in the caution on the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay.
That's
A little bit of contact there
from
at
the
a
back
turn.
chute.
Just sent
Pereira.
it in too hard.
Yeah, these midgets, they really can't take the beating and the banging that you can, come to know and love from a full sheet metal car.
Robles once again gets another shot to get a jump on Gray on this restart, see what can happen. I believe 1 to go was shown this time by.
Yeah, but who's been working their way up through the field is Clayton Tilley and Joshua Walton. Also Wade Fields, I believe, in Speed Shop 51 as well. And, these cars have been completely dominant so far this series. And the fact that we have, about them back in 3 and 4 right now, looking at 1 and 2, the further this race develops, the slicker this track gets. We're going to see what happens with them if their cars come in or what the deal is. But definitely exciting to see this because they've come from the back to the front.
Yep, Tilley and Walton coming towards the back, now sitting in 3rd and 4th as the green flag is off once again. Robles gets a jump again. Gray. Walton looks to the inside of Gray through turns 1 and 2. Has it through the corner. Gray with the run down the back straightaway. Walton not giving up. Tilley trying to run the top to catch up to them. Robles short slides himself to get the momentum off a turn as the caution flag will fly. Looks like
Yeah, I believe that caution is just going to be incidental. I don't think it was anything of consequence on the racetrack. Not going to be able to pull that one up. So we're going to line the cars back up this time by. We'll still have lights on, 2 to go. As the truck clears the flag stand, will be 1 to go this time.
23 laps in the books, 12 remain as the laps are winding down. Robles has led the majority of this race now, with Walton and Tilley coming from towards the back, and the Speed 51 drivers get it done tonight.
I don't know, to make this happen, they're going to need some green flag laps, and what we're seeing with cars in the back and a few restarts that didn't work out, people not lining up correctly, just whatever was going on. Race control delayed that one. It's keeps making this go on and on longer, and that's really taking green flag laps away from these guys who really want the opportunity to battle this out.
Definitely, as I believe the lights are out on the pace truck. Nope, we will say caution this time by.
I believe it got delayed. If you look towards the back of the field, what you can see is the field is still pretty spread out for a single file restart. And those can be kind of tricky when you have a field this large. You go single file, you can have the leaders catching the tail of the pack if everybody's not lined up properly.
Pace truck pulling in this time, green flag off. Robles stuffing it down to the bottom. Tilley not giving up on the top as your top 3 to the bottom. Tilley getting a nice run down the back straightaway in the 3rd position over Walton. Tilley to the top of turn 3 and 4.
Bottom of 1 and 2 that time. He got in his midfield tractor tire, and you could tell he was just trying to get it back off. But now he's fighting it out with, I believe that's Wade Fields on position 5 behind Walton.
As Tilley gains momentum on the top and the 2 leaders are battling, Tilley is gaining a lot of ground as Robles and Gray are neck and neck battling this. Gray gets a little bit of infield tire coming off at turn number 2.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if Gray didn't pick up a black flag on that last contact with the tire. He was inside of the tire. Sometimes iRacing will black you at Limaland for crossing the inside of that tire.
Tilly throwing a slide job on Gray. Gray with the crossovers. The caution flag will fly. No. I believe Heckman is involved as the UltimateDirtTV instant replay coming up.
Yeah, just in that slick on the bottom, as you can see there, backing the car up into the car behind him. It's kind of a racing deal, not anybody really at fault, just the way I'm looking at it from here, because, you know, the car behind is responsible for the car in front, but the car in front definitely did lose a lot of grip, got a little bit too sideways, lost a lot of speed, left the car behind who was racing close, nowhere really to go. Just one of them things, it's a racing deal.
Definitely now Gray gets the position over Tilly again. So Tilly will be scored back in the third position, having to do it all over again to try to get by Gray, then again by the 3 car.
Yeah, 27 out of 35 showing on the board this time by as we go green, lights out on the pace truck. Next time by, they're going to be going green. Lap 27 out of 35, we're under 10 to go. Can the Speed Shop 51 machines get it done? They need the green flag laps to do it. Will we see them, is the question.
Tilly had great runs on the top, carrying the momentum around with the green flag runs. He doesn't need any more cautions tonight, as the green flag will come off turn number 4 again, getting the field back fired up. Tilly getting a nice run on the top side as Gray moves through the middle. Tilly closing some ground on the back straightaway. Robles not giving up on the bottom.
Yeah, Tilly definitely making a good show in this time by. He's got company. I can see Walton and Axel swapping it out back with him for 4th and 5th.
Axum now on the move as the caution flag will come out once again. Not sure what the situation is.
I believe we're going to go back to Dalton Pereira for the UltimateDirtTV instant replay. As you can see, Pereira down the back chute makes contact, spins around, backs into the wall, causes a huge pile up.
Looks like him and Battles just made a little bit of contact there, just a little racing incident. Battles able to keep it straight. As the battle was heating up in your top 5, because you had other cars joining Tilly up there, so there was a good battle for the top 3 going, as Robles has just been pulling away all these times. We just need a few green lap sessions, and this race will turn around as the green flag is off turn number 4. Will Robles be able to hold on, or will Gray and Tilly be able to catch up?
Well, Talon, right now, you know, Rico Robles, you know what he's saying to himself. You know where the safest place on this racetrack is to be. It's in front of everybody.
Right along those tires is how he's trying to do that. Tilly now getting the 2nd position. Gray crossing the back over. Slide job coming off turn number 2. Tilly keeping the position down the back straightaway, now has his sight set on Robles, but Gray not giving up on the bottom, but Tilly now has the momentum, pulling away, trying to catch up Robles. Can he get it done with 4 laps to go? Yeah,
4 laps to go across the flag this time. Clayton Tilly still running in 2nd. Rico Robles there. He's got a little bit of room, but not a lot.
As the top is all the way around Limaland, and they are neck and neck here. I expect down the front straightaway, they will be side by side as he comes off side by side down the front straightaway. Tilly gets the lead going, gets the lead through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Robles and Tilly side by side. Tilly getting the top. Robles throwing a wicked slide job. Tilly with the crossover down the front straightaway. Robles secures the position. Caution flag will fly.
With 1 to go.
I am not sure who will be scored in the lead position as Tilly's and Robles, excuse me, we're going back and forth there. Gunnar Harris will be coming up on your UltimateDirtTV instant replay.
Oh, Yeah, that looked like the root cause of that was a virtual mechanical failure. You could see his rear springs broke on his rear suspension there, and the car just started going end over end. I believe that's exactly what that was virtual mechanical failure.
Pretty well
Looks like it's lining Tilly up in P1.
So this changes everything, with Tilly now getting the lead position, Robles in second. This changes everything here, as we will see a green-white checkered restart. Pace truck pulling off, green flag coming off. Tilly with a nice jump down the front straightaway, sticks it to the high side. Robles down through the bottom, just tucks it down by the infield tires, side by side down the back straightaway. Tilly with the momentum, Robles with a slide job, Tilly crossing him over through turns number 4. White flag is out one more time, neck and neck contact made. Robles up in the wall, Tilly with the slide job. Caution flag is out, we will not see the checkered.
Man, you know Tilly's got to be really just throwing those arms up in the air like, man, come on. He's fought it out, not once, not twice, 3 times now.
Emerson Axum coming up on the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. See what happened here, as there was some close quarter battling. Looks like he was another driver just to fight the wall, got a little sideways and had a little help spinning around, and causes a few other cars to get tangled up. So Tilly with the lead again. We will see a green-white checkered restart. Will Robles try to throw one of his wicked slide jobs? Will he hold it out, going down the back straightaway after seeing the white flag, trying to time it just right?
I predict we're going to see Tilly enter on the wall in 1-2. He's going to get crossed over by Robles. He's going to cross him back over in 3 and 4, just like we've seen the last 2 times.
This race has been nothing less of exciting, as the pace truck has turned its lights off. We will go green off of 4. Let's see what Tilly tries to do. Pace truck ducks it down in, nice steady restart. Turn number 4, back on the gas, green flags in the air. Tilly with the jump. Robles looks like he's going to duck it down to the bottom. Robles not really with the slide job, just ride around the tires as they're side by side down the back straightaway. Tilly goes down to the tires, contact made, Tilly slides up to the cushion, Robles slows, as the caution flag will fly.
You know, it looked to me like Robles was going to give the spot back to Tilly, knowing that he just shunted him into the left side there. And, you know, I'm starting to have more and more faith in the iRacing community every day, because I'm starting to see more and more people who are having more respect for their fellow drivers and doing things like that. And this makes me feel a lot better for the service as a whole.
Wade Fields coming up on your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. We'll see what happened here, as Tilly did have a nice run. A little bit of contact there just made, got into the 3rd place car and spun it around. But then you can see there the contact between Tilly and Robles that made. Looks like Robles got off the gas there and Tilly was able to pull down. Let's see what happens again, because we will have another green-white checkered restart.
Pace truck's off, firing out of turn number 4 is Tilly. He's got a much larger gap this time. Biden cuts to the inside. He's abandoned the top side of the racetrack. I think he's just trying to block at this point. But can he hold off Rico Robles?
As you can see, some other cars trying to slide up to the top. Robles to the inside, down the front straightaway. Contact made. White flag is out. Oh, Tilly getting up in the slick, losing positions as Robles takes the lead position down the front straightaway again.
Oh, into the infield tractor tire, they're piling.
But the checkered flag is out anyway, because, ladies and gentlemen, in the ABR setup shop, Wilman Auto Repair, Rico Robles Racing, out of Lincoln, Nebraska, the number 3, that is Rico Robles picking up your midget feature win.
That is, and I believe that's Matt Dixon and Riker Pace going to bring it in. No.
We'll wait for your official...
Yeah, we're going to need to see the official results before we can go on this one.
Your official results will look like this. Rico Robles in the 3 picking up the win. Matt Dixon in the 96 coming in 2nd. Bruce Klingen in the 210 coming in 3rd. Riker Pace makes it up to 4th in the 8th. Cale Heibel in the 56 in the 5th spot. 6th will be Zachary Brooks in the 84. 7th will be Ryan Heckman in the 30. 8 will be Dalton Pereira in the 51. 9th will be Wade Fields in the 12. And rounding out your top 10 will be Diego Alverda in the 39.
What do you say we go pay some bills before we interview these drivers and put on this fine show tonight? Welcome back to the National Sim Racing Series, the results of your feature race. I'm Jacob Perlman. I'm down here in the pits with your third place finisher, Bruce Klingen. Bruce, how was your race tonight? And how did it, it looked like there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on for a lot of people. What did it take for you to get to third place?
Just patience, and there's so much impatience on the track. Everybody was just killing each other. So just sit back and let things come to you and not push the issue, and eventually something will turn out right.
Yeah, these midgets are some very sensitive cars. They don't have a whole lot of room for some beating and banging like what you have on full sheet metal cars, and especially on a track this slick. Looks like tonight your patience has paid off. Is there anybody you need to thank for helping you get here tonight?
Yeah, I think, really just everybody at Elbows Up. I couldn't be more honored to be invited to join a team like that. And, Tommy and all the guys at School of Sim Racing, that community, if you haven't checked it out, you can't beat it. It's not a setup shop. It's a community of people that all just want to help each other. But those guys, and then Flow Racing, Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Jessup Logistics, Paints by Tunican, Hargett Real Estate Group, ESR, Over the Wall Photography, Catch Fence, Roofco, and Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, just for helping support the team.
It sounds like you got a real good group of guys over there, and I think that's what's more important than anything is when you have a group of people who can come together and help you develop as a driver, and it's obviously working for you. That patience paying off tonight as you bring it in third.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and thanks Tyler for hosting us tonight. It was fun race.
All right, that's Bruce Klingen, your third place finisher. Now in the paddock, I've got your second place finisher tonight, Matt Dixon. Matt Dixon, wonderful show, hard race, but you made it to second place. What did it take for you to get here tonight?
Man, it just took getting lucky, to be honest. Better to be lucky than good, I guess. But yeah, I was definitely about a 10th place car all night, just riding around back there. And it's like the heavens opened through 3 and 4 on the last lap and made it all the way up to second.
Well, you know what I always say, false bravado will get you 3/4 of the way, blind luck will get you the rest of the way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but it was a great show, and just the fact that you were in the position to be able to capitalize on it to make that move for second says a lot about where you were standing, where your mind was. You were obviously able to make something happen. Don't sell yourself completely short now. You can't blame it all on luck.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a real physical race all night. Nobody's there to make friends, it seems like. So, yeah, just got to keep a cool head as much as you can when guys are racing like that and stay focused on just trying to make it to the end, log clean laps, and you can put yourself in a really good position.
Yeah, that's what our third place finisher tonight had to say was that it was just patience on his part, just patience, just waiting it out. Well, is there anybody you need to thank for helping you get to the racetrack tonight? Anybody you need to thank for helping get that car up on second?
Oh, for sure. I want to thank my mom and dad. They watch pretty much all of my league races, and I think I've only podiumed like 3 times ever. So they watch a lot to see me field fill. But also everyone at Lightning Sim Racing, Tyler for putting on the league and putting on that team. He gave me my first shot on a team way back last year, and been loyal to him ever since. Everyone at Lightning Wings and Powder Coating, Tulsa Sod and Mulch, Eaton Technologies, do a great job to make this car as fast as it is.
Well, that was a great show you put on for us tonight, bringing it in second. Congratulations on your third podium, as you say. And I know how valuable those spots can be. I race big blocks in leagues, and I've yet to podium one or get an interview, so I'm sure I know how special this is for you. Congratulations on your second place finish tonight.
No doubt. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
I'm down
Tanner,
here with
Yeah, are you-
Rico Robles, your feature winner, piloting the 3 machine to victory. Rico, tell me how that last few laps went down. You and Tilly battling back and forth. Just walk me through how that was.
Yeah, it was a very interesting finish. Tilly came around on the outside and caution came in his favor. He had the lead and we got the green white checkered and I hit the bottom perfect, and then next corner I was going to slide up and hopefully plan to take the top from him, and then the caution came out again, and then I was just like thinking if I should just hit the bottom and just try and keep hitting my marks and see if that'll do it. And then he went down on the bottom and he kept missing it, so I kind of tried to get as low as I could, and I got down there about final lap and got a really bad net code with him, like a 10-inch net code, and kind of moved him out of the way. But either way, he was going to smoke the tire and slide up somehow, and just managed to pull off the win.
Yeah, definitely. You, from about halfway towards the end, you had that bottom rolling good. Tilly was never just anything on the bottom. He was either sliding up to the top or just rolling the top all the way around. So you can't sell yourself short rolling around those tires. You had some great speed coming off. Then that last lap, that was just a racing incident. You had the momentum going in there, and you were able to pull off the win tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for making this win possible?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the boys over at Up North Esports, APR Setup Shop, Bryce Lucius for helping me turn the wrenches on this setup and got this thing hooked up for tomorrow night's league race, and hopefully we can go back to back. And I'd like to thank you all for putting on this stream and everybody watching.
Well, congrats on your win tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Rico Robles in the 3 from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, Tannen, is there anybody we need to thank for the league before we sign off for the night, other than obviously thanking you, the viewer, for tuning in and watching?
Definitely. AA Steel and Supply, Lightning Wings and Powder Coating, Pro Grade Graphics, Tulsa Sod and Mulch, Dirt Generates Podcast, and the Worldwide iRacing League Association for helping make this series possible.
Yeah, most importantly, thank you at home for watching.
Definitely. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hope you had to watch this amazing midget show that they put on tonight at Limaland Motorsports Park.
Yep. For National Sim Racing Series and UDTV, I'm Jacob Perlman. He's Talon Turner. In the booth, Cole Duggar. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a good evening.